as corrected.
We have a motion. Ms. Strickland, we have a second. Okay, second by Mr. Williams. Further discussion? All in favor of the motion, raise your hand. Okay, unanimous. Okay.
The last item of business I have before you tonight is the North Carolina Community Conservation Assistance Grant. This is a $5,000 supplemental funding grant to help develop the rain garden bioretention device that is slated to be developed behind off the trail and behind the basically where the little the benches off the lower trail going down to the creek. The bioretention cell is part of the overall Parks and Recreation development. The funding has already been part of the matching fund that we're part of. However, this would be an additional $5,000 applied through another North Carolina association, so it basically reduces our cost by another $5,000. This is not a match. Well, it is a match, but we've already got the fund, so additional funds that have to reduce our costs. So I'm asking for the council to approve this assistance grant.
What exactly is this?
What exactly is?
Well, I have an issue with, and I don't know what's in George's job description. I don't know what his job title is. Does he have a right to sign for the town? Contract with 10 years with somebody?
He has no authority to sign this. That's why it's before you. That was because someone had to sign it to put it in front of them to see if they would get approval. That was under my authority to say we're going to apply for something, but before we accept it, it has to come before the council. They wouldn't even look at it if we didn't take that step.
Okay, explain this to me. The area of watershed drainage to BMP, I forget what BMP.
Best management practice.
Best management practice, 5 acres. Number of homes, 2, number of people, 25 a day, what does that mean?
What's happening is, what this is controlling is all the water that's coming off of the school property and this hill here is running onto our property and across our property. We've been working to control that water, and we've installed pipes now to try to control it better, which is working. But we're developing what's called a rain garden, which is a best management practice that takes the water that it makes up that 5 acres of drainage, that what they call the drainage basin. That's the school and grounds to our, essentially to our south in that direction. It all comes down onto our property. We're capturing that water, and we're now responsible for that water because it's on our property. Water runs downhill. We're responsible for it. So instead of putting in a typical detention pond that most people nowadays don't really find terribly attractive and aren't necessarily very effective compared to other forms of best management practices, we're putting in most of that water before it gets discharged into the creek and then into the pond and down eventually to the Greensboro watershed. So that whole process is basically the development of a bioretention cell. That's a permanent structure that stays with us. Our intention all along was that we would do this as an educational item in the park because people can do this on smaller scales at their own homes. They've got a swale of property between 2 neighbors and they're looking at a way to control water. They can come and see what we've done. Developers can use it as examples for what they should be doing in their neighborhoods when they develop them. So it was something that needed to be done, and these are basically funds that are helping us do that.
So my question is, what are the 2 homes and the 25 people a day?
The 2 homes, I assume, are the 2 right up here. The 25 people a day, I'm not sure what they're referencing specifically. Let me look at it again. I'm not sure what they're referring to by the 25 people a day. I don't know if that is any visitors. I don't know where
Well, George signed it on October the 20th. Where's it?
But they,
Do you think that's an act, what they,
that's
or
what
estimated
they
from
put
the
that in
school?
there.
I mean, is it the school or?
Yeah, that's what they put into this. We didn't fill out that part. They filled out that part. I'm not sure where that number came from. I can confirm that. What that's referring to.
And what extra expense over the 10 years are we going to have to absorb in order to satisfy this $5,000?
There's no additional expense that we didn't already have responsibility for under our product frame responsibilities, which essentially is basically making sure that the system continues to work, which we'll be responsible for no matter what type of system we use. There's no additional expense to this. And this is actually shorter than the period of time that the product runs.
And under the application for assistance, which there's no page number on this, the funding source is CWMTF. What does that mean? It doesn't say CCAT, it says CWMTF.
It's the Clean Water Management Trust Fund, which is a state fund
Community
for
Water Management Trust.
Clean water.
clean water.
Clean water.
Clean water management.
And they are talking about some kind of house that says for a single family dwelling was a certificate of occupancy issued 3 or more years ago. The answer is yes.
Those homes are the homes that sit on top of this hill that must be draining into this basin. They determine that. It's not what we determine, they determine that based on the basin.
So it was more than 3 years ago that they were the CO that's not used like that.
So on top of the hill towards Summerfield Road.
Right, any of that water that drains to this thing.
And we're not guaranteed to get these funds since the state's being required to cut their budget by 2%. So there's really no guarantee that we're going to get this, right?
Well, by them signing this, they are contractually obligated.
These are guaranteed funds and that they're already in the Clean Water Management Trust Fund. The Clean Water Management Trust Fund is not dependent upon a year-by-year budget, state budget.
So after we build it, they will come and see if we have complied, and then they'll give us the money. Is that by March the 10th, the 31st of 2010? And the cost share is no different than what we were already obligated to under.
Right. We're actually reducing
Part
our
of-
costs.
part of-
We're actually reducing our cost share by having this grant apply. It can be part of our cost share against part of the cost.
That's the same thing we did with the Guilford County cost share in phase 1. We got that in addition to the party.
That's all I have. All the questions I have.
You need a motion to accept this or to,
To give me authority to sign this, or to
okay.
have the mayor sign it.
I'll make a motion to have the town manager to sign to approve the grant accepted to release the funds.
Accept those.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second.
I'll second.
Okay. Further discussion?
Does it matter here that we're not actually the landowner?
Would they know,
They know
we
that?
could give you that information.
Okay.
So we're-